They say power attracts power. But what if no one powerful even notices you? You walk into a room, and the people who could change your life don't look twice. They shake hands with others. But you're invisible. That burns, doesn't it? Because deep down, you know you're capable. You've just never been seen. But Machiavelli once wrote, "Men rise by the same means they fall, by the favor of the powerful." If you can learn to connect with those who hold power, not like a desperate admirer, but like a quiet equal, the world starts to shift. Doors open. Opportunities appear. You stop chasing and start being chosen. This isn't about charm or fake smiles. It's about strategy, psychology, control. In this video, you'll learn Machiavelli's 13 ruthless laws for connecting with powerful people without losing your soul. These aren't the rules they teach in school. These are the ones whispered in royal courts, corporate boardrooms, and secret alliances, ready to stop being overlooked and start being invited. Let's begin. Imagine this. You're at a private gathering. Everyone's laughing, clinking glasses, pretending to be equals. But you can feel it. There's a hidden hierarchy. Some speak, others listen. One man commands attention with a glance. Another nod from the corner, and people adjust their tone. You realize something. Power doesn't shout. It whispers, and the world bends to hear it. Now, most people think to connect with the powerful, you have to impress them, be useful, be agreeable. But Machiavelli would laugh at that. He believed usefulness fades, but fascination endures. The question isn't how do I get their attention? It's how do I make them remember me when I'm gone? In a moment, I'll reveal Machiavelli's 13 ruthless laws, the psychological tactics that made kings trust their enemies and helped the powerless rise to power. But before that, ask yourself, if the powerful entered your life right now, would you seem like a follower or someone worth following? Because that answer decides everything that comes next. Let's be honest. You've watched the powerful move through life like they're playing a different game. They walk into rooms and people adjust around them. Their mistakes are forgiven. Their silence feels like wisdom. Meanwhile, when you speak, you have to prove yourself over and over again. You've worked harder. You've tried to be nice, be genuine, be loyal. And yet somehow the people who seem colder, the ones who don't chase approval, get everything. It's maddening. But here's the truth no one tells you. Power is not given to those who deserve it. It's magnetized to those who project it. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He saw that to survive among princes, you couldn't rely on fairness. You had to learn the game behind the game. Most people live trapped in emotional debt, constantly trying to earn favor from those above them. They confuse access with acceptance. They mistake attention for respect. But the powerful don't play that way. They study your hunger. They test your composure. They sense when you need something from them, and that's when they pull away. Because in their world, neediness is weakness, and weakness is contagious. You felt it, that sting of being politely dismissed, that subtle, quiet humiliation when you realize you're being tolerated, not valued. It's not because you lack intelligence or charm. It's because you haven't learned the laws that govern high-status interaction. Machiavelli wrote that a prince should have no other object, no other thought, nor take anything for his craft but war. In modern terms, every social move is a battle, and if you don't know the terrain, you become someone else's pawn. But not after today, because once you understand these 13 laws, you'll stop seeking validation and start commanding attention. No begging, no chasing, no pretending, just quiet control, the kind that makes powerful people lean in and wonder, who is this person? Law 1. Appear indispensable, make them need you. The first rule is simple, but most people miss it. You might think connection comes from being liked. Wrong. Connection comes from being necessary. Powerful people have everything. Influence, money, allies, tension. What they don't have is people they can't replace. If you can position yourself as someone they cannot afford to lose, You immediately move from the background to the foreground. Think of it like this. Imagine you're at a corporate boardroom. Two assistants walk in. One knows the schedule. One knows the hidden politics, who's about to betray, who's about to quit, who secretly runs the company. Guess which assistant the CEO listens to? Machiavelli said, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command." But command isn't about yelling. It's about influence. It's about control without overt force. And influence comes from being irreplaceable. Actionable takeaway. Find your unique leverage. What problem do you solve that no one else can? What information or skill gives you a subtle but crucial advantage? Develop it. Master it. Guard it. Once you become indispensable, the powerful start to see you differently. No longer a face in the crowd. No longer someone they tolerate. You become a quiet magnet of respect. Here's the secret most ambitious people overlook. Indispensable people are never desperate. They are calm. They are composed. They understand their own value, and that makes others value them too. Ask yourself right now, are you replaceable or irreplaceable? Because that single question determines if powerful people notice you or ignore you. Law 2, mirror their world. Speak their language. Connecting with powerful people isn't about showing off. It's about fitting into their reality. Powerful people live in a world few understand. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. They act calmly when crises hit. And they surround themselves with people who get it. If you want to connect, you must speak their language. Not literally, it's deeper. It's about understanding priorities, fears, and values. It's about recognizing what matters to them and subtly reflecting it back. Think about a king in Machiavelli's day. He didn't care about small talk or compliments. He cared about loyalty, intelligence, and timing. The courtier who mastered these quietly rose to influence. The same principle works today. Notice what the powerful care about in your industry. Mirror their mindset. Show insight without ego. Demonstrate awareness without trying to impress. Actionable takeaway. Listen more than you speak. Observe their patterns. Repeat subtle language cues. Echo their priorities in your actions. This builds subconscious rapport. Here's the subtle magic. When you mirror them, they feel understood. And humans, even the powerful, bond first with those who see them clearly. But don't mimic blindly. It must be authentic, a reflection, not a mask. Powerful people detect fakes instantly. If they sense you're inauthentic, doors close. Ask yourself, do you understand what drives them? Do you reflect their reality without losing your own? If you master this law, you stop being an outsider. You enter their inner circle. Quietly, strategically, irresistibly. Law 3. Make them feel powerful, never threaten their ego. This is a silent rule most ambitious people overlook. Powerful individuals guard their status like treasure. If they feel challenged, they recoil. If they feel belittled, they withdraw. Your goal isn't to outshine them. It's to enhance their sense of control. To make them feel important, insightful, and respected. Think of it like a dance. Step too close and you step on their toes. Step too far and you're irrelevant. But mirror their rhythm. Acknowledge their influence. And you glide alongside them effortlessly. Machiavelli wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." Yet here, love isn't about affection. It's about appreciation. The powerful value people who make them look good, who protect their image, and quietly affirm their authority. Actionable takeaway. Never correct a powerful person publicly. Never undermine their decisions. Instead, highlight their insight, ask for advice, and defer strategically. Notice how this creates a subtle shift. When someone feels safe in their ego, they trust you. When they trust you, doors open. When doors open, influence grows. Most ambitious people fail because they try to prove themselves. They compete, they debate, they show off, and the powerful retreat. You must resist that urge. Be the person who elevates without threatening. Be the calm in their storm, the mirror to their greatness. Ask yourself, do you want to be the challenger or the ally they can't ignore? Because once they see you as an ally, suddenly you're no longer just noticed. You're remembered. You're valued. You're powerful by association. Law 4. Create subtle scarcity. Be present, but not always available. Powerful people are surrounded by yes people, admirers and opportunists. If you're constantly available, you become just another face in the crowd. Replaceable. Forgettable. Scarcity is magnetic. When something is rare, it becomes valuable. When you're too easy to reach, your influence diminishes. Machiavelli observed, men in general judge more from appearances than from reality. Being scarce shapes perception. It signals confidence, independence, and self-respect, qualities the powerful instinctively notice. But this doesn't mean being distant for the sake of it. It's strategic presence. Be engaged when it matters. Be absent when it strengthens your position. Actionable takeaway. Schedule your appearances. Prioritize meetings where you can have impact. Avoid unnecessary exposure. Notice the psychological effect. The powerful start to wonder where you are. They seek your input. They value your time. Your scarcity becomes leverage without confrontation. Most ambitious people fail here because they chase attention. They respond to every ping, join every gathering, and overexpose themselves. The result? They're noticed briefly and forgotten quickly. Scarcity transforms you from a participant into a sought-after presence. From follower to someone whose absence is felt. Ask yourself, are you everywhere and ignored, or strategically scarce and desired? Master this law and you control the tempo. You no longer chase, you attract. And the powerful begin to notice not just your face, but your value. Law 5. Observe silently, gather intelligence before acting. Powerful people are masters of information. They know more than they say. They watch, they listen, they test. Every word, gesture, and glance carries meaning. If you want to connect, you must do the same. Observation is your secret weapon. It's how you discover what truly drives them, what they fear and what they value most. Machiavelli wrote, "He who becomes a prince through the favor of the people should always keep on good terms with them." Today, translate that to human behavior. Understand the environment before inserting yourself. Actionable takeaway. Attend gatherings quietly at first. Listen more than you speak. Notice alliances, conflicts, and priorities. Take notes mentally: who influences whom, who reacts emotionally, who is strategic. Silence is powerful. Most people rush to speak, to prove themselves, to impress. But those who observe first, act later, gain leverage. Here's the hidden advantage. The moment you finally engage, your words carry weight. You've aligned yourself with the right priorities. You speak insightfully, not impulsively. You avoid mistakes that others make in their haste. Ask yourself, do you act without knowing, or do you first understand the hidden currents of power? The powerful respect those who notice patterns. They trust those who can navigate unseen dynamics. Observation isn't passive, it's preparation. Master this law, and every interaction becomes an opportunity. Every conversation, every gesture, every meeting. You understand the unspoken rules, and your influence grows silently, steadily, like a shadow in the room that nobody ignores. Law 6. Align strategically, associate with influence, not just fame. Not all powerful people are equal. Some hold real influence. Others merely enjoy attention. The mistake most ambitious people make? They chase visibility instead of substance. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." But here, think in terms of association. Align with those whose power commands results, not just applause. Look around your network. Who actually shapes decisions? Who quietly directs outcomes behind the scenes? These are the people worth your focus. Actionable takeaway. Seek alliances with decision-makers, not just social butterflies. Offer value that reinforces their power. Be useful without being subservient. Notice the difference. Associating with influence gives you leverage. Associating with fame gives you attention. fleeting and superficial. The powerful notice those who strengthen their position, not those who merely mirror it. Here's a secret most people miss. Powerful people trust insiders first. Outsiders are ignored until they prove their worth. By aligning strategically, you position yourself as a trusted insider, not a background observer. Ask yourself, are you connecting with the right people, or just the visible ones? Strategic alignment is subtle. It's not about flattery or superficial networking. It's about understanding hierarchies, influence patterns, and timing. When done correctly, powerful people start seeing you as an extension of their own success, someone they choose to involve in important decisions. Master this law, and suddenly invitations appear. Doors open silently. Your network transforms from a collection of names into a web of influence. And with influence comes power, the kind that changes everything. Law 7. Make them remember you. Leave a lasting impression. This is where most people fail. They connect, talk, and disappear. The powerful forget them instantly. Power isn't about fleeting moments. It's about lasting impact. Machiavelli knew it. Men rise by the same means they fall, by the favor of the powerful. Favor lasts only if they remember you, not as another face in the crowd, but as someone indispensable, strategic, and confident. How do you create that impression? First, be intentional. Say what matters. Do what aligns with their priorities. Every interaction should echo value. Second, evoke emotion. Powerful people respond to subtle psychological triggers. A story, a solution, or a perspective that challenges yet validates them. Make them feel insight, relief, or curiosity, not boredom or obligation. Actionable takeaway. Plan your interactions like a chess move. Leave something memorable. A phrase, a question, or a subtle insight. Exit gracefully, leaving curiosity lingering. Notice the power of absence and reflection. When they remember you, they start talking about you. They seek your presence in meetings. They introduce you to others in their circle. You stop chasing attention, it follows you. Ask yourself, after your next meeting with a powerful person, will they remember you or just the conversation? Master this law, and every connection becomes leverage. Every handshake carries weight. Every shared idea builds your reputation silently. By combining all the previous laws, indispensability, mirroring, ego awareness, scarcity, observation, strategic alignment. With this final layer, you transform from unnoticed to unforgettable. Remember, the powerful do not forget those who leave a lasting mark. Be that person, be remembered, and be sought. You've seen the map of power, the hidden rules, the 13 ruthless laws that make the invisible visible. It's not about being manipulative. It's about strategy, awareness, and positioning. It's about finally stepping out of the shadows and being noticed by those who shape the world. Remember, appear indispensable. Mirror their world. Protect their ego. Be scarce. Observe. Align strategically. Leave a lasting impression. Each law builds on the last. Together, they create a silent, unstoppable influence. Your presence becomes a lever. Your words become weight. Your actions become remembered. Now it's your move. Take one step today. One action that reinforces your value. One interaction that leaves them thinking, who is this person? Comment, I choose power below. This isn't just words. It's a commitment, a ritual, a signal to your mind and to the world that you are no longer invisible. Step forward. Be strategic. Be noticed. Be unforgettable.